Oh, what is really going on YouTube? It's your boy J-Dub back on your motherfucking screen again. I got a list of conspiracy theories that'll blow your goddamn mind. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Hey, y'all ready to have your motherfucking mind blown? Cause I am. Let's get right into it.
The Indian government is afraid to visit this island. This is North Sentinel Island, a small plot of land half the size of Disney World located in the Bay of Bengal. Like the surrounding islands, North Sentinel is home to an indigenous people aptly named the Sentinelese. They are a Negrito people, a dark-skinned group that are some of the first people to arrive in the region. Their ancestors may have lived on this island for over 40,000 years. Unlike the neighboring islands which have been devastated by colonization, the Sentinelese have fiercely rejected outsiders. Various shipwrecks and visitors have been greeted with the cold iron tips of Sentinelese arrows. Despite having the reputation of being murderous, uncivilized people, they are only defending their sovereignty. Gift-giving missions sent by the Indian government have been able to make peaceful contact on numerous occasions. In these missions, it was seen that the Sentinelese appear proud and extremely healthy. Fearing that the spread of disease could decimate these people, these missions were stopped in the late 90s, and that's why
There's been people going down there to try to start Christianity for some reason, and there's also been people trying to go there and feed them, but there's also been people fucking with them and spreading disease and all that. They've let one person come in and actually meet them and stuff, but he had to feed them for 20 years before they even let him come meet the tribe and all that stuff. Like, it's a pretty cool documentary. You should watch it.
the Sentinelese appear proud and extremely healthy. Fearing that the spread of disease could decimate these people, these missions were stopped in the late 90s, and that's why
If inflation isn't theft,
Y'all see them
then
hit her in the head
why
with it?
can't people counterfeit money?
If they can just print money, why do we pay taxes?
Wow.
If inflation's
Okay.
not theft and we can just print money and we don't have enough money, we can just print more money and give everyone that doesn't have enough money enough money. Why don't we just do that instead of paying taxes? Inflation is legal counterfeiting.
Man, what? So you mean to tell me that we can just have a homeless problem in America and we can just be sending all this money everywhere else for their problems? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. We're sitting here, we can just print money for other countries, but yet we got homeless veterans here in America. And like, I'm not talking about just all the homeless people, you know what I'm saying? Like the people that's capable of working and then they just don't, and they're homeless and they just want to be on drugs or whatever and they don't want to go get help. Look, I ain't got no words for you, but the veterans, the people that hurt themselves at work, and I don't care what you do, any line of work, because if you are working, you are the backbone of America, dude. You are the one that pays taxes. You like, even if you make carpets, bro, you are one of the veins of America. But yet you can get hurt at work and they just, that's it. You're homeless. That's crazy to me, man. And all this is for scripted and entertainment purposes only. But this is crazy to me. I just can't. We're just shoveling money everywhere else. And we got people that fought in wars on the streets. Wars for America on the streets, dude. It's crazy. And then, like, I'm not left or I'm not right, dude. I just feel like there's a point in time where you know what's right and what's wrong. And veterans on the street and people that hurt themselves working for America on the street is absurd to me. It's crazy. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Counterfeiting is criminal inflation. So central banking is a coordinated currency counterfeiting cartel that runs the world. It's a band-aid You know what Milton Friedman said about inflation is that it's just like alcoholism. The good effects come early. You print the money, you have the drink, you feel good. The hangover comes later. The same is true of inflation. Every time the crisis comes, you have to print exponentially more money because there are exponentially more liabilities in the system from the last round of printing. And so this is why it's unsustainable, and this is why it always culminates in hyperinflation. Because the central bank has not only the precedent, but also the incentive to continue printing the money until the currency hyperinflates into worthlessness.
Did you guys hear about China's weather anomaly? This broke all records, you guys. In less than 24 hours, the temperature dropped from 6 Celsius to negative 52, y'all. Check this out. And because of this, it froze thousands of waterfowls, y'all.
In just 24 hours, the temperature dropped from 6 degrees Celsius to minus 30 degrees Celsius in Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region in China. Wind gusts.
What y'all think going on here? Because I don't think this has ever been heard of before. Like, if this is real, I don't think this has ever even been heard of before. Correct me if I'm wrong. I only get like 2 fucking views. But if one of you 2 motherfuckers want to correct me if I'm wrong, hey, do your thing. But as far as I know, in history, this has never been recorded. So it's either fake or something's happening. This is scripted and for entertainment purposes only.
Reached 150.
Very interesting how certain parts of the planet are receiving these certain type of weather anomalies, y'all. I really had to slow this down to see these, these waterfowls, but they're really like, they're submerged and stuck in these ice. Their heads and everything, y'all. That's crazy. Look at that.
Fucking crazy,
thousands
bro.
of them, y'all. This weather anomaly junk is serious, y'all.
Make it official. They've been cloning since 1945, but now they gotta make it official.
How many of y'all been to Asia? I have not. So, I'm not talking like I have. But I'm asking, like, what is the weather usually like around this time in Asia? Please let me know.
So, they come out with saying it's safer to clone a damn human than it is to clone a damn animal. You see. And we pretty much got into this also, too. A damn cow has a child, They have one calf a year. But yet McDonald's can't seem to run out of motherfucking burgers. And we talked about this last night. You didn't figure the shit out. They ain't had no real meat in this country and real food in this country probably in damn 15 years.
None. Dude,
All this shit is cloned and manufactured.
I've been talking about this since like 2015, bro. This is crazy unreal to think that not only McDonald's ain't running out of burgers, but then you got Burger King, fucking Shake Shack, fuck all the burger restaurant, like fast food restaurants, right? And then you got to put on top of that all the sit-down restaurants that are serving beef and burger and steak and then like you got people cooking it at home, and then you got it in the grocery stores. Countless amount of grocery stores. Right? But that's not it. You're not thinking about this. Then you got all the beef broth. Then you got what? All the cans of anything that have beef in it. You see what I mean? How are we keeping up? This is crazy. This is crazy. There's no way possible.
All that shit on the shelves is cloning manufactured. They came out with 8 cloned cows in June. And they said, what you gonna do with these? They said, we ain't gonna kill these. These are prototypes. We gonna take these and make food for the supermarket. That's because all that shit, come on, let's think about it now. Every country in the world is in famine, but we can't seem to run out of no damn food. The supermarkets is full. And you ain't figured the shit out yet. We got endless supply of food. Hell, in 1983,
Just endless?
McDonald's was saying over 1 billion served. That was goddamn what, 17 years ago?
That's crazy.
They're gonna make it a 50.
Here's a crazy clip. So this person throws food off of their cruise ship, and then they zoom into the water to see what happens. And like an endless crab leg buffet, you see all these fish just going at every single piece. But this got me remember that one video of that one kid who jumped off the cruise ship because his friends dared him to? Imagine the moment he touched that water. It was dark too, by the way. He would have just felt the...
I'll be back. I didn't know that one of the kids' blankets was on my chair. My fat ass. I didn't even feel it at all.
bites and the little nips in the dark as he sees his cruise ship just sail away into the distance. And not only that, he would hear his friends, so-called friends, recording him laughing. And that's the last thing he hears. And all he feels is a bunch of fish just biting at him as the light from the cruise ship just fades slowly in the distance. And of course the cruise ship comes back and they can't even find the kid. Crazy, man. Just
think about that. That would be harsh, to say the least.
Just remember, don't be stupid, man.
I told you guys 3 months ago that Barack Obama was going to put out this movie about the apocalypse and we needed to watch it.
Hey, how many of y'all watched that movie, Leave the World Behind? I watched it and it's fucking boring as fuck, bro. It is boring as fuck, but there's a lot in it. It's a lot in it. Especially if you're a conspiracy theorist. Boys, there's a lot in it. And the fact that it's produced by Barack Obama and Michelle Obama is absolutely insane to me. So, I watched it. Hated every minute of it, but I watched it. So, if you have any questions about it and what I think was suspicious about it, put it down below and I might make a compilation of that movie by itself.
Literally, the people who were making this movie for Barack Obama said that all of his notations and the way that he wanted this film to be done scared the shit out of them because it felt so real. And Barack Obama came out himself and said he's adding stuff that he learned while being president to make this a real apocalypse-seeming movie. If you are a conspiracy theorist or one of the woke people, you will know that this movie is a warning. It's not just for shits and giggles. Barack Obama has showed us exactly what the apocalypse looks like. And contrary to belief, it ain't zombies and it ain't meteor showers. This movie literally talks about war. Over the entire movie, the people who sound the craziest end up being right. The people that you see throughout the movie saying, oh, this is war, this is attack from Koreans, this is for outside job, this ain't no end of the world, this is someone doing this for war, ended up being right. If you haven't seen the movie, there are a couple spoilers, but I am talking about Leave the World Behind on Netflix. It is centered around two families experiencing the apocalypse together. One family owns the home and the other family was in this home and it was being used as an Airbnb, but for whatever reason, the owner comes back and says he knew to come back because of his higher end clients. He then goes on to talk about how someone in a higher up, he can't say their name, was laughing and joking with him, and he looked him dead in the face and said, I wish you could come with me. Lo and behold, this higher up doesn't explain what he means, and then another friend speaks to the same person to move around his money, and he makes a joke. He says this man who is a higher up and well known in the business world and has something to do with defense communication looks him straight in the face and says, oh, you know, I'm just going to my annual meeting with the rest of the evil cabal that runs the world, and says that he wished that he could take this guy with him. So apparently the day before this apocalypse started, he spoke to one of his friends, and another one of his friends says that he's going away, and he makes the same joke that the other man made, saying, oh, what are you going to this evil cabal with the rest of the world? I thought that was only during the winter solstice. And he said that friend didn't even laugh. He told him take care of himself and hung up the phone. If you know anything about the winter solstice is also known as Yule, which is what Christmas was. Yule! Because it's a pagan holiday, but that's another story for another thing. And then there are these planes that come flying across the town and they drop these red papers. And no one knows what the red papers say because they are written in Arabic, and the son sees one of the papers and says, I know this says death to America. So now everybody's freaking out because they start hearing these noises as well, these high-pitched noises, and the son's teeth begin to fall out. And they go to a neighbor's house to try to get help, and the neighbor's like staring them down, trying to fight. They have guns at each other because he won't give him medicine, and the neighbor's going on about, oh, yeah, this is an outside job, this is terrorism, da-da-da-da-da. It could be the radiation from the noises you've been hearing that are causing his teeth to fall out. And as you're watching this, you're like, this sounds crazy. You guys, the apocalypse isn't zombies. The apocalypse isn't even disease, really. You know what this movie says the apocalypse is? Someone infiltrating the central government and literally taking America down just by taking out our Wi-Fi and cell phone and TV communication. And then everything after that is when we turn on each
So all this is for entertainment purposes only, and it's scripted. Did anybody hear of the little AT&T thing that happened recently? Pow.
other, and it becomes a civil war. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Look, it wasn't out long enough, but people were freaking the fuck out. People were freaking the actual fuck out. So, think about it. Imagine if that shit went down. Every carrier went down for 2 weeks. We hit, boy. Everybody gonna be unaliving each other. Whew.
You told me I know what's going on.
Yo, let's talk about it, man. Anything you want to talk about, put it in the comments down below. This shit's crazy, man. Especially that movie, Leave the World Behind. Like I said, it's fucking boring as fuck, bro. But if you watch it and you actually pay attention to stuff and you're a conspiracy theorist or whatever they want to call you, woke, open-minded, whatever they want to call you. If you're something like that and you actually watch this movie, it'll be boring as fuck, but you'll get a lot out of it. And then the fact that it's made by the Obamas, hey, hands down one of the biggest conspiracy movies of recent times. I'll probably take that back. I can think of another one, but I ain't gonna mention it. That's all I got for you today. I think I'm about to try to shoot another video, so stay in tune. I got another one coming for you soon.